listen to me. I've seen what's on this footage twice. It needs to be broadcast. Nothing else matters. I'll try and get it queued up for you. Be ready.
15 minutes
She does look
before the most
awfully
important
comfy.
speech of my career, and I had stained my
too
high
fucking comfy.
Signals up. Let's get set.
I'm just saying it's my fucking parking space.
Yeah, well, I didn't see your name on it. Oh, grow up. Was the extra stuff from your car just too much?
Big bollocks. You got the nicer dressing room.
You should always get the pastries first, but you don't seem your bitchy about it.
Absolute rubbish.
Look, I think we both know why you want the closer space.
That's 10 seconds.
What is it saying? Does that even mean? Just listen, it's a punishment.
You're going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to The Nightly Show. I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Julia Salisbury.
Later on, we're going to be unveiling an incredibly important piece of music. But first, it's time to get comfy here on the Couch of Chat.
Every night we sit down with our guests and put your questions to them. Tonight, our guest is Julia Salisbury. That's me.
That was my line. So, if you want to join us here on the Big Couch for Big Chat, then all you have to do is call the usual number and you could be here with us in audio form.
So, guys, I was on my way to work today, driving along, and a huge song came on the radio. Let me be your toaster.
Oh, popped up to say hello.
Exactly. So I'm singing along, having the time of my life. The song ends, and the DJ goes, oh gosh, a real golden oldie there. And at that moment, I just wanted to burst into flames.
Oh, but your ancient bones were just too dry.
No, guys, this is serious. Honestly, I think I'm too old for the music charts.
So tonight, we're talking about what are you too old for? First on the line, we have Simon Dempsey from Dallington.
Hi, Julia. Simon here.
Hi, Simon.
What are you getting too old for, Simon?
Bullshit.
Sorry?
Bullshitting.
Oh, that is what you said. Okay, well, you couldn't be more obvious. Thanks, Simon.
Bye.
I was right though, isn't he? I find this all the time. It's getting harder and harder to play these games. I just want to shout, shut up, to the cabinet ministers constantly.
Oh, well, I think we can all relate to that.
But does anyone else find themselves on dates wishing you could skip all the small talk and just get to the point?
Oh, don't call it that on my show.
No, you know what I mean.
Well, next up, we have Paula from Stopford. What are you just too old for?
Oh, yes, I should think you probably are.
Yeah, far too old.
Well, I'm not quite there yet, but sometimes I'm up 14 times a night. Well, that's something to look forward to.
Thanks for your call, Paula.
I think I'd stop drinking liquids after midday.
Next, we should have Desmond on the line. Desmond, are you there?
Yeah, I want to know when we'll get our elections back.
Oh, sorry. Can we just cut him off? Next caller on the
Megan,
line
it's
is...
perfectly fine. It's a perfectly legitimate question. Am I right in saying, Desmond, that you disagree with some of our policies?
Absolutely right. Yes.
Completely understandable, but are we not safer? Crime is down and we're healthier than ever.
That might be true.
Well, it is true. We're better educated, less likely to be in poverty, happier.
Yes, true. But we should be able to choose our own governments.
I agree with you completely. But the system can't be trusted. We still see that around the world, the elites living in the pockets of corporations, pushing their ideologies of division, hatred and greed. And we see the uninformed millions return them to power against their best interests again and again, seduced by the lie that they can be a winner of a game that they'll always lose.
Right. Well, thank you.
Perhaps there will be a time where you no longer need us, but sadly, it's not now.
Thank you, Desmond. Wow. Tomorrow on the show, we're thrilled to announce we'll have another new pet. We'll be asking you to send in your ideas for names, so get your thinking caps on. But before we go tonight, it's time for an important announcement. Julia?
Thanks, Megan. Well, as you can't have failed to notice, last year we asked you to send in your entries for the National Anthem Writing Competition. Well, our judge...
That's acclaimed film score composer Jonathan Williamson, of course.
Yes, Jonathan has been beavering away for the last 6 months listening to every single one of them. And I am pleased to announce that tonight we have a winner!
Yes, entries have flooded in from across the territories, and the standard this year has been incredibly high.
Some of you went for slightly off-centre ideas. So before we announce the winner, we thought you'd like to hear a few that didn't quite make the top spot, but which stood out in the judges' opinions nonetheless.
Exactly like this entry from 6-year-old Jenny Daisy Chain.
Julia is the best. You don't care what she is, but I care what she is. Julia is best. Julia is the best.
Bless her.
Is that it? I mean, I could have done better, frankly. I was too short, isn't it? Clearly. So.
Well, maybe you should have entered, eh, Patrick?
But you did, didn't you, Patrick? More than once.
48 times, actually.
Crikey, you put in 48 entries.
Well, I didn't win, did I? I didn't even get shortlisted for these extracts.
Well, there were a surprisingly large amount of entries, so try not to take it too personally.
I'm not taking it personally. I'm absolutely fine with it.
Next up is this runner-up from Mariah Oversing, who lives right here in the capital.
Yikes. What a powerful voice.
That's a little bit indulgent, isn't it? Really? Someone needs to lend her a consonant.
Yes, Jonathan enjoyed the performance, but felt it might not work in a choral context.
And it wasn't just soloists who entered. Some of you banded together.
I see what you did there.
Including this entry from the Arsminster Old Town Brass Band, which they called Harps for the People in B-flat minor.
Now. Wow.
Jonathan thought it was catchy, but lacking in meaning.
And that beat all of my ones. I mean, it didn't even have any words, really, did it? So...
And finally, a special mention to a band called Throbbing Death Stick of Satan for this impassioned entry.
Watch the fucking
Crikey. Yes, Jonathan was impressed with the passion and musical need to be of the piece.
Sorry, is this some sort of joke?
So don't keep us in suspense any longer. Let's find out who won.
Well, after 6 arduous months of shortlisting, Jonathan surprised us all by picking his own entry.
Oh, of course he did.
Which is entitled simply Anthem.
And joining us to sing it tonight is acclaimed classical singer Helen Judge.
Helen Judge.
Hi, Helen. Welcome to the Nightly Show. It's an enormous pleasure to be here, Robin. And you are a walking, talking example of how life begins at 30, I believe. It would appear so. Because not only are you one of the most respected choristers in the territory,
Gosh, that's incredibly kind.
but you are also author of Leaving Gregory, the autobiographical, best-selling piece detailing how you left your horrible husband to pursue your dreams. I've read it, and I've got to say it's inspiring stuff. So, gosh, thank you again. Yes, I just want all women to know it's never too late to wash those stubborn stains away and begin a fresh, new life. And speaking of stubborn stains, do you ever see Gregory? Oh, yes. Greg, come here. You see, once the book came out, he became pretty much unemployable. He begged for me back. I refused, of course. I didn't want him lazing about all day, so I keep him as my assistant. To be honest, he's about as useful as a cardboard asshole. Oh, there you are. Where's the book? Oh, for God's think I called you out to see your charm. Go and get the book, Greg. Go and get the book, Greg. This is why I don't pay you.
Do you see what I mean?
Cripes, yes.
So I just wanted to give a special mention to the Capitol Symphony Orchestra, who perform on the backing track that we'll be using tonight, and to the Grizzleford Male Voice Choir, who provide the gorgeous harmonies you can hear in the chorus. And finally, I just want to thank Jonathan Williamson for writing such an inspiring melody, and for flying me out to his villa for the weekend so we could really explore the piece together from his hot tub. He even let Greg set up a tent in the grounds, didn't he, Greg? But it's too late. Moment's gone. It's too late. Moment's gone.
Well, we have been practicing all day, so I think we might join in on the chorus if that's okay.
I'd be
I've
delighted.
queued it up on screen 3. This footage, I'm not going to lie, if you play it, there will be no undoing that decision. Advanced won't like it. Trouble will be a holiday destination in comparison to what we'll be in. But I think it's the right thing to do. Make your choice, Alex.
Helen Judge, everybody! Helen Judge, everybody!
There's no point in trying to hide it, Prime Minister. It's a challenging situation.
But how's this happened, Thomas? I was assured that the test was 99% safe.
Well, sadly, the results fell in the difficult 1%.
But I don't understand, how can contraception be irreversible?
Well done, Alex. You made the right choice. Whatever happens, has happened. I will stand by you on this. That footage needed to be shown, and we'll face the music together.
Within 3 years.
70 to 90%.
And among those who do conceive, we estimate the vast majority of births will be unviable.
It was supposed to be opt-out contraception, a way of stopping accidental pregnancies and unwanted children.
Well, the best laid plans of mice and men.
But I don't understand. The test was only supposed to be in Territory 1. How is it spreading across the territories?
It's in the food chain, Prime Minister. It's in the soil and the seeds and the livestock. And we fear it could shortly become the dominant strain.
Irreversible?
Well, we could scorch the land, destroy our animals. We could beg for unaltered seeds and livestock from countries far geographically outside the territories.
They'd rather see us starve.
I can't argue with that assessment.
They'll hang me for this, Thomas. They'll hang me for this.
It's not your fault, Jenny.
No, you're right. It isn't. You're right. Can your team be trusted?
Well, they know the consequence of breaking the Official Secrets Act, if that's what you mean.
How many could do us irreparable damage?
Less than 100. All the work has been compartmentalised on a need-to-know basis.
I'll need their names. This can never come out. Never. This can never come out. If it did, the consequences for order for this administration, our whole endeavour will be at risk.
Undoubtedly.
Whole endeavour will be at risk.
Undoubtedly.
We'll have to blame the bombs then. Radiation, an unforeseen side effect of a necessary evil.
It's scientifically possible, given the wind patterns.
And we'll need to prepare the population. Reframe the way they view starting a family and stress the advantages of a childless life. People will be surprisingly malleable when presented with a positive spin. And we'll need to accelerate the transition centre programme.
It has the capacity.
I need that list of names tonight, Thomas.
Is there no other way?
Can you think of one?
In time, possibly.
A luxury we sadly do not possess.
Shall I begin destroying the records?
No, the security services will take it from here. They can be relied upon to close off loose ends.
Of course.
I'll expect your resignation as well, Thomas.
Obviously.
And then I suggest that you, Jean, and the children find a quiet corner of the territories and start a new life. Do something mundane, unobtrusive.
Thank you, Julia.
There's no need to thank me, Thomas. We're old friends. You have 72 hours. After that, I'll need to give them your names as well.
I understand.
That will be all.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you, Prime Minister.
Get me Adrian at the services. Get me Adrian at the services. I don't get it.
I do.
Where did did this footage come from? I mean, this footage was illegally obtained. It's falsified, clearly.
Sorry, which is it?
What?
Was it illegally obtained or was it falsified? It can't be both.
Oh, well, clearly it is.
Prime Minister, that footage seems to show you and your chief scientific officer,
Dr. Thomas Wellington.
discussing a problem with our food. Is that correct?
Well, how would I know? I've never seen this footage before.
That was your office, Prime Minister.
Well, obviously, yes.
And that's Dr. Wellington.
Again, yes.
And you are discussing what I think you're discussing, Prime Minister.
Well, I can't read your mind, Megan, but I'd ask you to consider very carefully before continuing this line of questioning. Can we get the music back, please, Jenny? Can we get the music back, please, Jenny?
My sister wanted children. My sister wanted children.
We tried. So many times before Stacey.
I've always wanted a large family. 5 or 6 kids. That's how I grew up.
Watch out, Prime Minister. The women are coming.
How long have we got?
Less than 2 minutes. You got this?
I was born for this. Prime Minister. Prime Minister. Julia. Julia, what have you done?
To be preposterous, I haven't done anything.
The footage doesn't lie, Prime Minister.
Please, the footage does nothing but lie. It can be made to show anything, to prove any point. Surely you don't need me to tell you that. You're the territory's leading expert into massaging the facts into whatever shape we want. Why do you think you rose so high so quickly? Not your journalistic integrity, after all. That was Jeremy Donaldson's thing, and look where that got him.
Have you been covering up the sterilisation of the men and women of the territories, Prime Minister?
Don't be ridiculous.
Is there something wrong with our food, Prime Minister?
Of course not.
Will you be resigning your position, ma'am?
How dare you ask me that?
Will there be elections now, Miss Salisbury?
Will you be compensating your victims?
Will there be an inquiry?
I am not going to dignify these conspiracy theories with a response.
How many unviable births?
Many hundreds of thousands of grieving parents.
Is there blood on your hands, Prime Minister?
I don't have to put up with this.
Someone have that footage analysed if there's even a chance it's falsified.
I think we all know it isn't.
It's falsified. I think we all know it.
Helen, you have to say something.
What is there to say?
It's what you do. So do it.
I want to apologise to anyone who might have been upset by what they've just seen. Sorry, no, I want to apologise to all of you because you will have found tonight's programme upsetting. No, not that either. I don't think I want to apologise because you should be upset, you should be incandescent, you should be marching on team headquarters demanding answers. I know I will be. And if the footage we've seen tonight turns out to be genuine, as I have no doubt it will, you should be asking yourself how we got here. And I think you'll conclude that it had an awful lot to do with me and people like me. People who should have been asking questions on your behalf. We were journalists, the gatekeepers of truth, and now with this shit show. The great misdirection played out nightly, so bright and fun and shiny that you can't see what's happening right in front of your face. Well, that's on us, that's on me. And I thought that if I compromised a little, I could still do a lot. But it was impossible to make a change unless you were on the inside, so I bent a little and I went along with the small things. And now the small things are all that's left. Because when the change is happening so slowly, when it's only one cut a day, well, then it's easy to forget that you're bleeding. And one day there's no blood left, just dust and celebrity chefs. My name's Megan Wolfe, and I am sorry for misleading you, night after night. Only you can make tomorrow better.
And we're out.
Good evening. I'm Dahlia Flywell, and welcome to the Daily Forecast.
starting off here in Territory 1. Make sure you wrap up warm because we've got lows of 5 or 6 degrees.
So what happens now?
As we head towards Leaders'
We all
Day
get
later in the
fired,
week,
I guess.
there's a 100%
Bozeman wants to
chance
see you
of
all on the
festivity,
15th floor.
as we saw 42
No. Don't
today.
rule Bozeman
A
out
daily
just yet.
record of 4%
He plays his cards close to his chest and he still hasn't forgiven them for putting us into public ownership.
And don't forget, Bozeman is the one who put Jeremy in the seat in the first place.
Though a nasty cold snap
He'd been
brings
proud of us
bitter
tonight.
winds overnight.
Jeremy?
So not all sunshine and rainbows.
Damn straight.
No
He'd have
rainbows
fucking
in
loved
sight
it.
over territories 3 and
There is a place at the edge of the sky where all is at rest when we say our goodbye and the tales that you spun are unraveled and rude, and they measure the weight of the love you accrued.
For the actions we take are the sum of our lives, not the words we withhold, not the chance that goes by. For the choices we make are the future we find, and it rests in our heads, and it's still undefined.
There is a place where the noise can't be heard, where the strength of your voice is the weight of your words. And when you take your seat on that marvelous floor, will you bring enough hope to get in through the door?
For the actions we take are the sum of our lives, not the words we withhold, not the chance that goes by. 'Cause the choices we make are the future we find, and it rests in our hands, and
But our top story tonight, an historic election win for Advance today as they are re-elected in a landslide victory. Prime Minister Katie Brightman looked triumphant as she thanked a record number of voters for returning her to office for a third term. Approval ratings are through the roof for the politician, who initially ran on a ticket of universal basic income and free education, and who was responsible for the peaceful transition of power back to the now independent former territories. During the campaign, she's promised to instigate a 4-day working week and to make the climate emergency a #1 priority. Speaking today, Ms. Brightman called the result a triumph for democracy and for us all. Later tonight, our political editor Robin Short will be interviewing Portia Hamilton-Mann about the donor scandal that rocked the party